Welcome back to MDH Minute. I'm Patrick Osterman, and we're joined today by two award-winning MDH staff members, Jamie Churchill from the drive-thru staff and Laboratory Director Brittany. Welcome to you both.
Thank you.
We mentioned this in our last MDH Minute, the 2021 Outstanding Community Service Awards from the McDonough County Quality of Life Advisory Committee. Two award winners here. We want to thank you for what you do representing MDH, and congratulations on a great honor, much deserved. And I know everyone was very excited when we got the news that we were going to be award winners.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Jamie, you've been in the drive-thru since the building opened in March. What are a couple of the most common comments that you and the drive-thru staff hear from patients utilizing the drive-thru facility?
Pretty much on a daily basis, we get told that they're so thrilled with the building being out there, the convenience. It saves a lot of time. We have a lot of patients that are not able to get into the building very easily, into the hospital. And so being able to stay in their car and the convenience of just driving through, whether they're driving themselves or somebody's bringing them out, and they're in and out usually within 10-15 minutes.
Brittany, as lab director, you have to stay on top of all the latest news surrounding COVID testing, rapid tests, PCR tests, at-home tests, what the state allows the schools to accept in order to go back to school. We're going to discuss some of these in a moment, but I cannot imagine all the news that you got to try and keep up with and all the latest regulations that you have to keep up with in order for us to stay compliant with everything. How difficult of a job is that?
It can be challenging at times for sure. I'm fortunate because we have a large team that works together. I also have other affiliates in our community that I reach out to, and so without that, I don't think I'd be able to do it. It's really the people that work together that make it possible.
Since there have been so many changes, today we're here to walk through what options parents have in order for their child to return to school, or possibly parents returning back to work, depending on the situation. So first of all, when someone comes to the drive-thru and needs a COVID test, Jamie, what's the process?
We typically will ask what they're there for, if they are symptomatic, exposure, screen, and so on. If they are symptomatic, we're going to do a rapid test on them. If they're symptomatic 1 to 7 days, we're going to do that rapid test on them with a reflex PCR test. That's going to get them an answer pretty quickly. If they are there for screenings, we're going to usually do the IDPH PCR test. It goes out to Springfield, usually a 2-3 day turnaround time. And then we also will offer for pre-ops. We're doing those in-house. So we typically just kind of figure out what they're there for and then decide which test they're going to get.
So Brittany, when you get the collection samples, how are they ran in the lab?
So when we receive specimens out of the drive-thru, we bring them in-house here. We're fortunate enough to run 2 of the 3 COVID-19 tests right now that we're offering in-house. So those are actually ran right here in McDonough District Hospital. One of the reflex to PCR tests is sent to the state of Illinois. Currently, those specimens are driven to the state of Illinois at 1 o'clock every single day, Monday through Friday.
And the state lab of late is not open on the weekends. So sometimes if you have to get a test result and it's not ran in-house, it's sent off to Springfield, it could add potentially another day or two into the wait time to get the results back, correct?
To get the result of that reflex test, yes. If you were symptomatic, we would already have resulted in negative Binax tests by then. But with those negative Binax tests, we are running a PCR test, and that's what you'll have that extra wait time for.
Brittany, once the lab results are completed, what happens next?
Once those lab results are completed, they're resulted out to the physician that you provided in the drive-thru. They're the ones who are going to get those results, and they're the ones who will ultimately contact the patient. We do have the option of resulting immediately to the patient portal. So that's really our next push, is to get everyone signed up for the patient portal, because it's going to be much easier for everyone to get those results in an expeditious manner.
I myself use the patient portal. It is a great feature. Jamie, when somebody comes through to you to get tested, whether it's a lab draw or a COVID test, how do you encourage people to use the patient portal if they're not already signed up?
We, especially on the COVID sheets that we're filling out when you come in for your test, there is a line on there to ask if the patient is on the patient portal, and the admitting girls will ask. If they are not, they will take down their email, sign them up, and we are letting them know that it is a lot quicker now. They don't have that 24-hour push. They can pretty much, as soon as it's resulted, it's going right there, and we've had a lot of people, even in just the last week, that are really signing up for that and being able to get their results a lot quicker.
Brittany, you've been working with colleagues here at MDH to simplify the reporting process. Now, parents, if they choose, they can have the results sent right to the school with the parent's permission, signing off on that form. If I want this done for my child, how can I sign up for that?
Well, all you have to do is when you come through the drive-thru, just tell our girls like Jamie or any of the other girls out there that yes, you're here to get your child tested for a certain school. As long as we have your permission, we will go ahead and fax that result to the school as soon as it's resulted. So it takes all of the front end stress off the parents. It happens much quicker, so those kids can get right back to school. I have a kid in school too, and the more time she's there, the better.
One of the other latest news items to come out: before, many of the schools would not accept a negative rapid test in order for the child to go back to school, but now a negative rapid test is acceptable. Do I need a doctor's order to get a rapid test done?
If you're symptomatic 1 to 7 days, you do not need a doctor's order. If for some reason you're doing a screener for exposure and the doctor would still like to have you have a rapid test, we would prefer, yes, we do need a doctor's order. But if you are symptomatic, you're not going to need one.
So if you need a COVID test done, just remember, MDH drive-thru, head up the frontage road. Please avoid the west side of the facility. Please go up on the east side with the frontage road. And Jamie, the hours of the drive-thru?
We are open Monday through Friday, 8 to 4. We are open on Saturdays and Sundays from 8 to 1, both days.
All right. Well, a lot of information in just a short amount of time. We hope you learned something from this podcast. I want to thank both Jamie Churchill and Brittany Dahl for taking time to your busy schedules to join us here today.
Thank you, Pat.
Well, for Jamie and Brittany, I'm Patrick Osterman. Thanks for watching.